the audience to come up to the stage. Now it's part of the show every year, right?
Right.
They wouldn't, they wouldn't allow it for years, and then we were the first ones to have the audience come up close, because
that's part of the show.
Yeah, the concept to us of playing to 1 billion people on TV was just, you couldn't grasp it. But we can play that couple thousand people in front of the stage. That makes it exactly the same as the club experience,
right,
or the theater experience, or the arena, or the stadium, where we had that first 2,000 or 3,000 people are right there, just like they were on a club, pretty much. So the experience doesn't change for us. We turn everything into that club, and to keep that intimate experience going as much as we can in the bigger places.
And that's what you and Paul McCartney and the bands that we love do. They can take a stadium and make it feel like you're sitting in a living room. Billy Joel does that every single month at the Garden, where it's just, hey, how you doing? You get caught in the rain. It's just a club show at the Garden.
It becomes a familiarity thing. The more familiar you are, I remember Bruce talking about being thrown into opening for Chicago and at the Garden. After he's playing clubs his whole life. Suddenly you're in this huge barn. You can't make eye contact with anybody. It's a complete foreign audience. And he was like, after he tried that a few times, he was like, you know what? I'd rather play the 50 of my own people club,
right,
than 20,000 strangers, who are waiting for somebody else to come on stage. And I kept that philosophy myself. I've always felt that, most bands, if you're a little bit eccentric, if you have a little bit of personality, and you're kind of your own thing, you're better off with your own audience,
As you built the Disciples of Soul the last 2 years and just built it.
We went back to scratch, man. We went right back to the beginning, Started in clubs again, and it was hard finding clubs with a big enough stage for us,
For all 37 people in your band.
15 people on stage, That was the challenge, and our crew had to be quite creative in some places, like the Cavern. We played the Cavern Club.
Yeah. Two separate stages.
Well, we had the horns and the girls in the hallway on the way to the bathroom, on the other side of the wall, So, if you see those pictures of the Cavern, it's just literally, you barely could fit 4 or 5 people on a stage.
Wasn't it really built for 15 people?
No, and they have a second room there. It's bigger. That's where Paul McCartney played. And I was like, no, I want the one with the arches, man. I want that picture I've seen my whole life.
When they always ask, like, did the Beatles, why don't they write their own autobiography? They did, in music. And one of my all-time faves was written by Mr. George Harrison. It's a very simple song called When We Was Fab, in New York's classic rock. Q1043, it's Breakfast with the Beatles.